Hello there, welcome to another fun adventure. So today I'm now in the city of Dali. I almost forgot it. Now Dali is a city that's built around a giant lake. It's one of the top 5 largest lakes here in China, and we're staying at a lovely little hostel which is surrounded by the old village here in Dali. So all of the infrastructure and all of the buildings behind me, the architecture is very old style with the tiles and everything, so it's really cool. Very lovely place. We came across from Lijiang on a 2-hour train ride, which was a bit of an interesting little experience because we didn't speak any Chinese and everyone else on it did, and we didn't know where to sit. But we got here, so over the next day and a half I'll be doing some exploring, and I'll take you along and we'll see what we can find. But hopefully it's something interesting. Let's go. But before we jump on adventures, we have to have carbonara and beer. Seriously, check out that carbonara. It's delightful. So our first stop is at Jeju, which is a very old village, old town, because we're all into that these days. And this is the old house. So it's very old style Chinese living, so let's go have a look. So in this big courtyard here, it's where a big, large family actually still live. And this is how a lot of the old Chinese population used to live, in this big area. We'd have children, parents, grandparents, and other relatives, and they'd all live in these big spaces here, and then have this main courtyard as the go-to area with kitchens and laundries and rubbish, all in this lovely courtyard. And what's fantastic about this is the detailing and the lovely woodwork and everything is so, I don't even know what the word is, so detailed for something so old, and it's just immaculate. So continue to walk around. The reason I'm talking so softly is because the people actually do live here. We're lucky and we're allowed to come through, but I'm going to be polite. So that was actually really cool. Those buildings were made in like the 1920s, and very little of them still exist, unfortunately, in this day and age. So to see that people still live in them and inhabit them is so cool. So now I'm in the main markets here of Jeju. As you can tell, there's a lot of people around, and there's gates, and that's a hot thing behind me, so I'm going to watch out for that. But this is the main section where all the markets will come together and people start to sell and buy things. Hence why it's noisy, and it smells quite lovely actually. We've got pizzas, other Chinese assorted food. So let's have a bit of an exploration and see what I can find for you. So it's now the next day, following yesterday evening's nice little adventure. So it's adventure 2, and we're off. Sorry, that's noisy. We're off to explore the older village, which is now actually a lovely refurbished market, through the big giant wall that of course went all the way down and would have helped keep it protected. So let's go in and see what we can find. And already what a lovely view. Hold on, I'll walk to the edge and I'll show you. I love this place, it's so cool. So I'm now in the main center square of what is this old village, and it's just so well designed. Like around, we've got all these like nice little streams and moats which keep the place running, and these all lead off into the segments of all the villages so they can have some clean water to clean the streets, dispose of everything. You've got all these little hanging temples and another one on the other side, and then of course the main big tower which has been shown in the time lapses. So it's so damn cool. So I'm gonna see if I can get up there. I can see people on top now, so there must be a way up, and we'll try to get some really good views from the top of there to show what the old village actually looks like from above. New reason why I love China, their rubbish trucks have music like this. It's a small world after all, it's a small, small world. Each street in this whole village is just so full and alive. It's really cool to see them embrace their older style of technology and really put it in and add the modern society. I mean, you've got shops, banks, McDonald's, all sorts of things that are just so cool to see incorporated in with this style. I mean, that is an old style building, but yet it's now a McDonald's. Like, it's just so cool to see. I mean, I've never been one for exploring markets. I mean, because I've been used to just the European style, which is just very, just normal. But this is something I'm loving, and I have no issue in continuously day after day going and seeing all the markets I can, because every time each one is so different and unique. It's just a whole new lifestyle on its own. So happy to be here. I've now just come into a big temple grounds called the Confucius Temple. Now, Confucius was a Chinese poet, a very highly intellectual individual who went around, ooh, that's a twig, connecting a whole bunch of China together, bringing the documents and going around and really trying to, what's the word, like collaborate, connect, accumulate knowledge across China and bring it all together. So a lot of temples and scriptures are all about him. So it's very cool to see that these grounds, which are phenomenally huge, and literally I've just walked straight out of that main road for the market which I was at before for my last little talking piece, and yeah, it's incredibly huge. And I love that you can have these giant temples that are all built to represent either the religion or individuals, big people in their cultural and ancient societies that are made prominent input into their culture. So that's so cool. And just the design, oh wow, there's another big temple. Just the designs and the architecture is phenomenal, and I love seeing it because it's so different to where I come from. And I know I say that a lot in the vlogs, but every time you see a big building or a big temple like, well, this one here, it just hits you in the face again, because nowhere else in the world do you really see this kind of individual art style, which is just phenomenal. And this is of course the man here, very talented Confucius. Well, I think that's going to complete my adventure here in Dali. I have a bus to catch. It's unfortunately a 6-hour bus trip all the way up to my new and next adventure, which is in Shangri-La, which is Western China and just before Tibet. So I'm told it's going to look a lot like Far Cry 4. So that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to get over there, but I have to endure a 4-hour bus ride and then some extra transit time. So thank you for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Dali was fantastic. I highly recommend coming to this section if you do, of course, come to China, as well as Lijiang, which of course was the previous video. So yeah, till the next one, catch you later. Blossoms.